two huge games on the schedule tonight. Let's figure out what people are going to do. Hey, Legs, Chris Paul going to have more or less than 16.5 points in Game 5 tonight.
Gonna smash that. I can't believe that number's that low. I have a lot of faith Chris Paul is going to be sensational in Game 5, but I don't think that number's nearly as important as the number of threes that Dallas is getting. That's where Monty Williams needs to focus more than anything else. I'm not worried about Chris Paul.
Chris Paul coming off really back-to-back tough nights in Dallas. JJ, as far as the other side, Luka, 32.5 is the number, more or less, for him tonight.
So you're asking me if Luka's going to have an average game.
Right.
I'm going to take the more on this, and I think the strategy going forward in the series, if I'm the Phoenix Suns, is less help coverage, more one-on-one. If Luka goes for 40 to 45 like he did in Game 1 and 2 and you win, that's the strategy. It's not allowing everyone else like Dorian Finney-Smith and Jalen Brunson to get off.
And then how about the other game tonight? We got Philly at Miami. Legs, James Harden, 20.5 is the number, more or less.
I'll go over on that. I don't know that he's going to have a great shooting night necessarily, but I do think he's going to get to the line enough, and he will get, a couple layups mixed in, a couple of threes, and gets to the line 10 times. Boom, there's your 20 points. And if he has a good shooting night, then he's going to be obviously closer to 30 points. So I think James Harden felt a sense of relief the way he played in the last game, and I think that carries over and has a pretty good Game 5.
Well, look, this really does feel like the overwhelming question. We began this postseason saying that there were more eyes on, more pressure on James Harden to play big than anybody. It's been a roller coaster, and frankly, not all of it has been pretty. But that performance the other night, I think, gave people hope. I don't know what the word is exactly. But can he replicate that? Can the Sixers figure out a way to put him in position to be that kind of impactful again tonight?
Can he replicate it? Yeah, my expectation is that he will not replicate it. I don't think that version of James Harden that we got used to in Houston, that's not who he is right now. He hit 4 step-back threes in Game 4. That's the most he's hit in a Philly uniform. He still was 2 for 8 from twos. He's still going to have trouble finishing. I do think the three-pointer unlocks everything, and those shots look great, but he is right now a 20-10 guy, not a 30-10 guy.
Let me actually, because you see the question there, can Harden replicate his Game 4 performance? I'm sitting here thinking as JJ is talking, Legs, is this about Harden having a big night, or is it just about them needing someone to have a big night? Which is to say, could Tyrese Maxey be the guy who gives you that game tonight? Is that enough? Does Embiid just need one member of the supporting cast to win this game tonight in Miami?
Assuming we know what we're going to get from Joel Embiid and pencil in certain numbers, and I think we're all comfortable in thinking that he's going to do that, and Tobias Harris is going to be solid. So then it comes down to those other two guards. As long as one of those guys is very good to great somewhere in that area, the other guy can be okay, and they're going to win the game. So that's what it comes down to. Now the question is, do they start to now defend Harden a little bit differently? Is Eric Spoelstra going to react to that in a certain way that allows now those skip passes to Maxey to have more room against closeout defenders? And he's one of the quickest guys in the league. Now maybe Maxey has that big night. Even though Harden's numbers are down, they still win because of the adjustment to what he did in Game 4. That's the fascinating thing for me going in. How are they going to defend Harden tonight, and what does that mean for Maxey?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.